Michigan State gets the win of the year, exercising 12 years of demons at Mackey Arena. Let's talk about it with the one, the only Carter Elliott. Let's party, baby.
You are Locked On Spartans, your daily podcast on the Michigan State Spartans, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This episode of Locked On Spartans is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Have your cake and drink it too. Birthday cake flavor is back. No fork needed. Vanilla cake flavor. Caffeinated kick, no sugar. It's party time. Order now at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. And no disrespect to 5 Hour Energy. Great partner, great sponsor, great product too. Not going to need any energy boost to stay up the rest of this night. What a win for our Michigan State Spartans. Carter Elliott winning 76-74 at the House of Absolute Horrors, Mackey Arena. And Carter, going into this game, I just wanted to see 4 things. I don't ask for much in life for my basketball team, but 4 things we wanted to see. We wanted to see a more dialed-in half-court offense. We wanted to see how the big men were going to do against a borderline elite front court that Purdue has. You got 15 points from Carson Cooper, 40 points total inside the paint. We also wanted to see bench production. This was one of my top keys of the game. You got 21 points from Kur Teng and Cam Ward combined, 13 from Kur Teng, 8 from Cam Ward. And fourth of all, Carter, they have not done that well on the road. Their road wins against Oregon were without Biddle or Shellstad. Their win at Washington was in front of basically a Michigan State home crowd. This is the pressure cooker on the doorstep of March Madness. I wanted to see this team perform well in a very uncomfortable environment. Carter. We 4 for 4. Saw it all. I believe again. Great to see you as always, my man.
It's always great to see you. And there's a lot to talk about with this basketball game. I'm truly excited to talk about it with you. But I have to say this first and foremost, man.
Let's go.
The demons were exercised. We brought the demons to Mackey and we stared them in the eyes, and they got us the last 12 times. And we buckled. I'll be honest with you. We had nothing for it. Nothing for it. My coach had an omelet this morning with Gene Katie.
Yep.
And he said, I got Gene. Can you release me from these demons? And he said, I'll try, Tom. And he went out there and he did it. Like the great person said, who I can't think of right now, if you are not a dog, you are dog food. Now,
preach. Yes.
Now I can take the victory shades off and get this a little bit in line here, because when you look at the box score from this game, Sheehan, like if we did the classic, let me see, if I told you that Purdue shot 50% from 3,
yes.
If I told you Purdue had 23 assists to 9 turnovers and Purdue won the rebounding battle, I would have came on here and be like, okay, let's guess how much Purdue won by. Was it by 27?
Right.
Was it by 27 or was it by 14? But you know, Michigan State just battled in this basketball game, man. And it was everybody. It was Spears. It was Carson Cooper. It was young guys stepping up. Kur Teng, my brother, have a day. Cam Ward, I haven't seen you in 3 months. Have a day. And these young guys in Mackey Arena, one of the hardest places to play in the country, one of the hardest places to play in the Big Ten that we have not won in 12 years, grew up in front of our eyes. They wanted the challenge. They accepted the challenge. It was a battle. They got down early. It went back and forth. And you know what? They did enough to win this basketball game. And, man, it feels good.
Who on earth gets MVP honors for this one? I guess the easy answer could be Carson Cooper, 15 points. And that's obviously no easy assignment with any two of TKR, Oscar Cluffer. If you want to introduce the third guy, Jacobson, who stands at a blistering 9'1", it appears. That's an easy Northern Light to point to here for our MVP, but man, everywhere else, boy, do they get it done. Jeremy Fears, 12.6 assists is not going to pop out at you, but again, very tough assignment for him. Cohen Carr, just ho-hum 11 points, but it goes back to what we repeat time and time again on this show. When he has a dunk, the scoreboard says 2 points. It feels like at least 6 points at times. That windmill dunk felt like a 10-pointer was thrown at the bench for that one. Or if you even want to go Kur Teng, I actually might go Kur Teng here. I
think I might go Kur Teng too, because before that windmill dunk from Carr, it was Kur Teng. I never thought I would say this. Kur Teng made a defensive play. Kur Teng got in the pass and kind of made like a little instinctual. He saw Clough had his back turned, maybe it was Clough, made the steal, then got on the floor and then got the Cohen Carr for the windmill. Also, great execution by him in the background of the photo, jumping mid-windmill. You can't teach that. Not everyone has that. But he was really special in this basketball game, especially to given his start, because he had some really kind of egregious, I would say, breakdowns on kind of under the rim out of bounds plays that got a couple easy baskets for Purdue. Yeah. But I mean, he was massive in this game. He hit big threes. He had some takes to the basket as well. I thought that he was really integral in this game. So, I could give it to Coop. Coop was great. The spin dunk, my brother, woo. But Kur Teng really stepped up in this basketball game.
Man, I can't believe how well Carson Cooper has played like the last 2 games. I guess sounds silly because he came out of the season really well, and all we did was just laud him for his development that he's had over the few years. But it's kind of hit a lull, not a complete bust out there on the court, but tuning up Ohio State, you expect that in a sense, maybe not to the degree that he did it in, but you thought that Michigan State's front court was maybe going to perform well against Ohio State's lack thereof of front court, but. When I said that I just wanted to see how he looked against Purdue's front court, I would have taken 8 points. I would have taken 6 rebounds. Now, that is where he netted out 6 rebounds, but man, 15 points and just doing it all which way, yamming on people, taking people off the dribble. He gave TKR some of his own game quite often. It almost brought tears to my eye. I actually might get emotional on this episode, Carter. Like, this is incredible what we've seen from this kid.
It was truly fun to see. I mean, obviously Carson Cooper's development at Michigan State. I was the leader of the bandwagon where I'm like, I can't watch Coop anymore. Like I can't. I'm like, we need to get Coop out of here. We need to get a real Big Ten center. And at every turn this past year and a half, have eaten shoes or any other inanimate objects around me, putting my foot in my mouth, because what this kid has become is absolutely special. This kid was a goalie IMG B team basketball player. I thought he should be following in my footsteps at Albion. And now he's a legit dog of a Big Ten center. It's absolutely crazy. He was special. And also credit to Coop, when teams check you one-on-one in the post as a post player, it's technically disrespectful, right? They are saying that they don't think you are a threat to score whatsoever. And he took that personally in this basketball game, whether it was Jacobson leaning on spins, dunks it, or he's one-on-one with Clough, and you say, you know what, go score. Little hook shot, little fade to the middle, little jumper. How far he's come from when he first stepped on campus is absolutely incredible. It might be one of the greatest, honestly, developmental pieces that Tom Izzo's ever done. And I know he's done a lot of guys that have improved, like, the Tillmans of the world. A lot of guys have improved, but Carson Cooper was not on any radars anywhere as a serious Division I basketball player, a high major one at that. And he has become a legit, really good starting center in the Big Ten, which is insane.
I'm just trying to rack my brain here. I guess Kenny Goings, but and everyone knows where he came from. I was about to say, you got to remember where he came from, as if it hasn't been beaten into our skulls roughly 50 times this season. But he was playing with Anquan Bolden's kid, who was probably just doing it for fun at IMG's B team. And now here he is just putting a 7'4" guy on a poster in the first. God, that was sensational. Look, before we cut up to a break here, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot here. I'm going to ask your stat of the game. What's your favorite stat of the game? Don't know if you have a box score up, but I do have mine. And you said half of it early on, that Purdue only had, what was it? I believe it was 9 turnovers.
9 turnovers, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Carter, they had 19 points off of those turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
How is that even mathematically possible? You talk about getting the most out of your interceptions. It was pick 6 after pick 6 after pick 6. I mean, Lordy, G. Wilkers, dare I say, excuse my language, but that's where I point to. Just 19 points off turnovers. Can you expect that every game? No, but complete team performance and taking your opportunities when it presented itself and cashing in. God, I'm just so happy right now. This is the best.
This is great. Like this. I love being in this spot. I love being in this spot. Truthfully.
I love being us. It's great. Oh man, do you have a favorite stat, or was that too on the spot for you? And I do apologize here.
I mean, no, you're good. Okay. I mean, I'm looking at Michigan State's turnovers first. This is a team that, when you look at Ken Pom statistically, they're honestly awful at taking care of the basketball. Really, truly are, and a lot of careless ones. And those are the ones you got to avoid in Mackey, because then the crowd gets into it. That's what you don't want to do. So yeah, I look at the turnovers first, but the points off turnovers definitely swung this one too for Michigan State.
You want to talk about this game some more, Carter?
Yes, please.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we'll get around to that eventually, guys. But first, need to talk everyone's ears off about 5-hour energy. Again, like we don't need you for tonight, 5-hour energy. But hey, pretty soon when Big Ten tournament rolls around, March Madness rolls around, yeah, we're going to need anything we could possibly take to stay up. And what better thing than 5-hour energy? Because, yeah, it's going to keep you up. And it also tastes great, guys. And speaking of their great taste, welcome to the 5-hour energy flavor draft with 18 different flavors to choose from, including new options like Confetti Craze, Fruity Rainbow, Cotton Candy. There's something for everyone. The board is set. The flavors are ready. I've got my number one pick for the 5-hour energy flavor draft. And if you've been listening to this show lately, you know my answer. It's grape. That's right. Loved grape candy growing up as a kid. We're talking Airheads, Blow Pops, Skittles, whatever it is. Very reminiscent of that. Not as sweet, but it's a nice, soft, rounded taste that you get. It's consistent. It's straightforward. It's just that classic purple candy style finish, but with a caffeinated kick. It is everything that you want and more in your energy shot. So guys, stick with 5-hour energy shots. Also, check out their zero sugar line as well, guys. They have flavors for every single taste out there. Find your new favorite flavor of 5-hour energy shots available online or at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Also, guys, Game Time. That's right. You want to catch Senior Day next Thursday? Game Time is the best spot to get your tickets. Or even if, you want to go down Big Ten tournament, March Madness, follow the Spartans and do it with Game Time, guys. Follow the buzzer beaters, the bracket busters, the unforgettable moments that everyone will be talking about the next day, and do it with ease. This isn't a ticketing app where after 2011 clicks, you're wondering how those $100 tickets just magically turn into $300 tickets with all the surprise fees. No. Game Time gives you the upfront cost. It's 2 taps to buy them. Bam, they are sent straight to your phone. So, guys, take the guesswork out of buying college basketball tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Now, let's drag him back out here, the one, the only Carter Elliott of Sleepers Media and, of course, running the Point podcast. Did Michigan State win this game, or did Purdue lose this game? I like to think Michigan State won this game. Am I just being a homer right now,
No.
Carter? Because you are, of course, Michigan State fan, but you touch all things Big Ten, especially Purdue circles.
Mm-hmm.
What was the story here tonight? Michigan State win or Purdue lost?
No, the story of this game was that Michigan State went in there and won this basketball game. And you know what? I would like to believe that even Purdue fans would think that, because, typically when Purdue loses basketball games, it's because, this is the number 2 offense in the country. Like when you look on KenPom, they are a fine-tuned machine when they're hitting on all cylinders, and they knocked down shots in this basketball, at least from 3-point range in this basketball game. They struggled a little bit more from 2-point range, but you would think, if you ask, like I said at the start of this, if you ask Purdue if they shoot 50% from 3, if they win the rebounding battle, if they have 23 assists and 9 turnovers, they probably think they win the game at Mackey. No, it took Michigan State, I think, going in there and just winning the basketball game. And, I thought that this was a game that Michigan State, like, they converted on the turnovers, like you said. I also thought that they were incredible on just, being great at going to the basket. I think that they wanted to test Purdue's rim protection, which has been questioned all this year. And I think that whether it was Fears getting downhill, it was Coop getting to the basket, even Cohen Carr, I thought, did a great job getting downhill in this basketball game. Kur Teng, Cam Ward as well, who was massive in this basketball game, and his finishing and his play. Even though Cam, those free throws, you could have just, we didn't need to go to there, but it's okay though, because I predicted 76 to 74 in the preview I did, so I'm fine with this going down. Whoa. So we're okay. I don't know how I did it. I did.
My God! Whoa! I knew you were on Michigan State. I missed that part though. Whoa, I couldn't.
I said 76-74 with a missed TKR sideline jumper, which didn't happen, but we were close to it. It's all right though. But we went in and won this basketball game.
We'll count the second to last possession. That gets enough in my book. Man, nothing can touch you. You're on a run right now.
If you want to win in Mackey, you got to do special things. I try to do my part.
That special things indeed. Heavens. Speaking of special things, Carter, I'm just the moth that flies into every flame that I see when March comes around. I'm a toddler that's looking at every pair of keys jingled in front of me when something good happens. Look, it was a little wavy coming into this game. Yeah, they beat Ohio State. Great. They really essentially just beat Bruce Thornton by a handful of points is what that came down to. And the half-court offense was sputtering. They weren't getting into halftime north of 30 points in most of these games. But after this performance, I'm fully bought back in like the sucker I am. Like, here I am thinking that the ceiling is back to being a Final Four, and instead of it being a 2% ceiling, I'm back to thinking it's like a 15 to 20% chance. Oh, am I going to wake up regretting saying all this, Carter, or are you kind of feeling the magic right now of March?
I mean, it's hard not to feel it after that game, I must say.
Yeah.
And
I'm a sucker. I am.
Of course, Tom Izzo in March, Michigan State's defense, fears playing at a level that he needs to play at. I think his aggression from the tip in this basketball game was massive. 12-6, kind of a quieter stat line for him, I would say, but it was still very loud in the moments it was, and he did everything as far as running the show. And defensively, I thought did a great job in this basketball game as well. Had Braden Smith on as his assignment for a good portion of this game, and I thought he did a great job of it. Look, it's hard to be like, I think this team could win a national championship, but also like I flip to this side, if you get to the Final Four, like line it up. All you got once you get to the Final Four, you got to win too. Yeah. So, like, anyone can really make it happen. Yeah. So, you know what? I think this team is good enough defensively. I think that they have, a real star-level All-American player in Jeremy Fears. It's going to come down to being able to make enough shots. And if we're going to get shot-making from Jordan Scott, if we're going to get shot-making from Kur Teng, Lord forbid we get Jackson Kohler back to his shooting form, this is a team that could make some noise. Like, I think you look at the elite teams that we played this year. Yes, we might have gotten down at times, but, like, Michigan, probably the best team in the country, I would say right now. Coin flip game. Duke at home. Maybe the second best team in the country. Coin flip game. So you really don't know. Anything could happen. I think that it's hard to really judge what this team's ceiling could be. I've said Elite Eight all year. I've also flipped back and forth on that a couple times. But I'm going to be in Indy. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Michigan State in Indy. I'll say that.
I'm going to do something I actually haven't done often here on this show. Let's see if it works. Yes, we're going to show YouTube comments on the live show right now because Plastic Machines wrote Boilers are not great, and we proved it. I want to turn this into this question because I actually do still think like Purdue's a really damn good team. Apologies for maybe just being prisoner of the moment. Again, just like Carter said, just like everyone has seen with their eyes, their offense can keep them in any game. But I also think very highly of Illinois, even though that Michigan State beat them at home and Illinois has kind of sputtered in a sense here. Of the two, what do you think was the stronger win? This one tonight, or was it against Illinois? I guess maybe tonight just because it was the road, but maybe a different way.
I would say, first of all, the Plastic Machines, I just want to let you know this. As a Michigan State fan, we want every team we beat to be amazing.
Purdue's That's right. Good. That's true. That's true.
Purdue's good. We just beat them. We're better today.
They are amazing.
On the day the Lord gave us, February 26th, currently 10:40 p.m., they gave us an opportunity to beat a really good team, and we were better than them for 40 minutes. That's basketball sometimes. It happens. I think the Mackey win was bigger just because, obviously, I think Michigan State was at home with the Breslin. Illinois didn't have Colin Boswell in that game, but still, it was one of the hottest teams in the country. It's funny you bring that up, though, because I think that there are similarities between Illinois and Purdue. Now, I think Illinois is a little bit more athletic. I think they're a little bigger, but they have defensive concerns, right? And I think that in that game where Michigan State played, they did enough defensively on Keaton Wagler. Also, they were able to kind of get what they wanted on the offensive end of the floor, and that's really what's going to judge where Purdue ends up going. Like, I think Purdue is good. I think Purdue could make a Final Four as well, but you got to be able to get stops. And in this game, they weren't able to get stops. They weren't able to get stops while Michigan State got stops. It's basketball.
If you had to pick one to go to the Final Four, if I had 500 mythical Matt dollars heading your way, if you pick the Final Four team between the two, who would you go with, Illinois or Purdue? Because I actually think I lean Illini. You can tell I'm really confident with the way I'm pausing and stammering right now. But I think I would go Illinois.
You're feeling confident about a Brad Underwood team making a Final Four.
I understand what I'm putting myself up to. Yeah,
I would do the same though for what it's worth. I would do just because you know what, and it's hard to say that with Purdue's big three because that's still that's a three that's won a lot of basketball games. They probably come away from this feeling like their big three didn't play well, but that's because Michigan State defended them well. That's kind of what happens when that goes down. But it's hard to not give the edge to the Illini. I mean Keaton Wagler is in the National Player of the Year. That kid is ridiculous. Jordan Scott had him in a body bag, but he's ridiculous.
Sarcophagus.
And I mean, just absolute Alcaraz, whatever it is. Whatever. It was a special performance. I still give the edge to the Illini. I think though that team has a lot of pieces, athleticism, length, and talent.
I do want to introduce some like real dialogue. Will it bring the high down a little bit? Sure, but hey, we are Michigan State. We have expectations. We want to make sure this team is as dialed in as possible going into March. There's one thing I want to bring up here on the other side of this break. We will end on a high note. Everyone relax. It's fine, but we got to talk about someone in the lineup here in a few minutes. But first, I need to talk everyone's ears off about new friend of the program. We're talking Coast Pay. That's right. Coast Pay is giving Locked On College listeners up to $2,000 credit for your business when you get started today. If you manage a crew, we're talking construction, HVAC, landscaping, any operation with trucks on the road, you already know how messy gas and materials spending can get. Cards get shared, receipts disappear. Month end turns into a headache. Coast Pay fixes all of that. Coast Pay is a modern fuel card and expense management tool built specifically for fleets, guys. Fuel, maintenance, materials, all on one card with real control and instant visibility. Every transaction shows up the moment it happens. There's no surprises. So if someone feels up at an odd time or tries to buy something outside their limit, no, sir. You are going to know instantly, guys. It is built for operators who don't have time to chase paperwork. And really these days, who does in the small business world? Unlike old fuel cards, there are no contracts or commitment, just smarter expense control. Right now, CoastPay is offering our listeners up to $2,000 credit when you get started at coastpay.com/lockedoncollege. Just go to coastpay.com/lockedoncollege to see how you could earn up to $2,000 credit. Terms apply. The Coast Visa commercial credit card is issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. Now let's drag him back out here for one more segment, the one, the only Carter Elliott. And do I like this in a post-game victory show? No. Are we also now 3 regular season games away from March Madness? Are we a fan base that has expectations of going far in the tournament? Yes. So I don't think I'm out of line by bringing up that, hey, Carter, today really felt like a final dress rehearsal for March Madness. These are the lineups that you will see when things go bad, when things are going great. This is going to be our army that we are sending out to the battlefield. And you know where I'm going with this, everyone. It's nothing against the kid. When I start to get a little vocal and raise my voice to a high octave, that's geared towards the coaches. But Denim Wojcik playing 4 minutes, playing to a -6, lowest on the team, but you can just see with your eyes. That does concern me a little bit because, again, this isn't a mid-January game. Like, this isn't some random non-conference game. This one really felt like the last final rehearsal. You didn't see McCulloch out there. You didn't see Ford out there. You saw Wojcik, and in Purdue's offensive possessions, they scored on every single one but one. I think they're either 4 of 5 or 5 of 6 when he was on defense, because, boy, does the defense do a lot of scrambling the second he gets lost on a screen. And that is almost immediately when they set a screen. Offensively, you know the story there. Carter, am I being too mean right now? Am I being too over dramatic? Or even in the midst of a win, are you seeing just the fact that he could very well be on the court in serious minutes and you're getting a little shook yourself?
Yeah, so here's the thing, and I've been very loud and vocal about it. And here's the nicest way I can put it. You're doing a disservice to the kid. You're doing a disservice to the kid.
I feel bad. Yeah, but it's our job to talk about the team.
Yeah, right? I know.
I'm sorry,
but I'm looking at the staff and I'm looking at this because fact of the matter is, if I was Trey Ford, I go this far. If I was Nick Sanders and I'm collecting DMPs while he gets 4 minutes a game, I would be absolutely livid. I'm sorry. I have no, because I don't know what the endearing quality is. What are we putting him out there for? It's not defense. It's not offense. It's not shooting. He can't shoot. He can't score. He can't dribble. He can't check. I don't really, he's respectfully, he's not even tall. So he's not even an aesthetically pleasing figure on the basketball court. It's like
out there. It's
that's disrespectful to you, to be honest with you.
Well, it's honest. I mean, I wouldn't want to see me out there. Are you kidding?
But I'm just kind of playing the numbers here because obviously, Divine going down and Fears can't play. Fears played 36 minutes in this game. The 4 minutes he did not play, it was Denim Wojcik out there, and it's just such an impactfully bad 4 minutes where it's like, you know what? I'm of the camp where I'd rather see Trey Ford out there. Yes, he can't play defense. Either can Denim Wojcik. He can shoot. He can shoot. He's a threat. He's a threat to do stuff. And I just don't think that Denim is a threat to do stuff. So, I mean, it's going to be the end of me. I'll tell you that because he's going to get in, I think. in March, and I'm going to be livid every time it happens.
I know. Like Trey's going to give up 2 points. Like he's also going to get you 3 on the other end, though.
I tried to approach this one with an open mind, Sheehan. I really did, but he was awful, man. Like he was the immediate moment he touched the court, the other team scored and we didn't score
instantly. I mean, God, if it wasn't for Kur Teng shooting threes, or like I think Cam Ward had a dunk too, like it would have been an instant like -5 or 7 with him on the court in the first half, and it looks like that every time. I will not be gaslit into what they were talking earlier in the season with, oh, yeah, he can play defense pretty well. I guess in a one-on-one scenario, but unfortunately there's 4 guys behind him, and if anyone are capable of setting even a screen, like that is truly how easy it is to get the Michigan State defense just scrambling like chickens with their heads cut off, because he can't get through any screen at all, and
he doesn't have the ability to.
I'm sorry to just take out like 4 minutes just to beat on a horse that I've already beaten to a complete pulp that has turned into smithereens. Like, this is not our first conversation about this, but with 3 regular season games, and I'll say it for a third time, in what felt like a dress rehearsal for March Madness, I could have gone without seeing that for 4 minutes. I really could have.
Yeah. You know what? I hope that somehow we don't have to see it moving forward. But at the same time, I think we might need to prepare ourselves for this again. Yay.
In better news, hey, a win today. If you go to notnothing.net, it's one of my favorite websites this time of year. You could beep, bop, boop, bop, boop. You can click around teams who's going to win said games to end the regular season here to see what the seeding would look like in the Big Ten tournament. Now, Carter, since Michigan State won tonight, all the other regular season games, I've already been told this, no upsets are going to happen. This is great. Like, it's just all going to be chalk for the next week and a half here in Big Ten country. So that means that if everything goes according to plan, Michigan State right now, a 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Carter, when I say that, 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament, what do you think? Because listeners of this show know my thoughts on the Big Ten tournament. I'll get into it later, but what do you think when you hear that?
Listen, I think that, having that bye, I think would be beneficial. I don't like playing on the first couple of days of the Big Ten tournament. I think that's for poverty programs, and we're not a poverty program, so I don't want to do that. Yep. I think it's a great opportunity. And once you get to that point, I think Michigan State's a team that will line it up with anyone in the Big Ten in the country. So I would love an opportunity to play a Michigan again. I know we will play them again, but I'd love an opportunity to get them a third time if it happens. I'd love to get Illinois again if we can. If Purdue, Lord willing, makes it there, I'd love to run it back with them again. I think that that's something that Michigan State will relish in. But can I ask something of you? Can I flip it on you for a second here?
Please. Yep.
First of all, I need you to put your hand up. I need to see your hand. You, Matt, need to keep your mouth shut about Sunday, because I know you are chomping at the bit to talk about how this win is going to affect us in Assembly Hall Sunday. So you need to stop it. Don't you do it, okay? Promise.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Sunday then? Go ahead.
I think we're locking them up. I think that they are not a roster becoming of a serious Big Ten program. And I think that Michigan State is locking that up with all due respect.
The way Indiana lost against Northwestern, that doesn't make
sense. I knew you wanted to do it.
I'll edit this part out. It's fine. We'll keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh man, no, just don't do it. We're fine.
I like how Jordan Scott played defense against Wilkerson the last game against Indiana, which sounds weird because he still went off for like 20-ish points. But man, when I was there watching him, he was in his shorts. The majority of the game, he was on him. Same with Cohen Carr, pretty solid defense too. So just replicate that, and I think should be Gucci. You can't do 20 again if you play that strong a defense against him, right? Basketball's that easy of a sport to predict. Right?
Yeah. And luckily for us, Tom Izzos cussing out this whole team in the locker room, saying that they aren't anything. This win meant nothing. You should have won here before this. I can't believe it took 12 years. I hate you all. I'll see you Sunday.
And here's how I'll spin this too for my mentality here. And usually, hey, when Michigan State, they're nuclear from 3-point like they were against UCLA, I tell myself they're going to have a market correction the next game. How about this? Now, it was Purdue doing the shooting. They just let a team go 48% against them. So that means Indiana is going to have a stinker of a game from 3-point land. That doesn't make sense, but just go along with it, please.
I'll go with it. I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. Here. You're also allowed to put your hand down now. I only needed it for that exercise.
I don't know how long I was going to be held hostage for. Okay, I can't lie.
You're free.
My arm was starting to get tired. I am
You're
not
free, my
physically
dog.
fit, so okay, thank God. Any final thoughts you want to leave us with here, Carter? Because I'm elated right now. Now that we've talked about Sunday, I'm a little spooked for that. But for 24 hours, look, the team can't celebrate a full 24 hours. They only get 12, but we get 24. Any final thoughts from the one, the only Carter Elliott here?
I mean, just a massive, massive victory. I can't really state it enough. Really exercise the demons in this one. It has been forever since we won in Mackey. They showed the highlights of when we won in Mackey, and I was watching 9XL shorts and Gary Harris fly everywhere. I was
people in suits.
It was grainy. It looked like it was recorded with an easy bake oven. I couldn't even see what was going on. I do too. But I'm glad I got to watch tonight's game in 4K on Peacock. Shout out to the great folks over at Peacock. That was awesome. A massive win. You saw what this team is really made of, right? I think that a lot of guys competed at a very high level. I think you got to have a little bit of intestinal fortitude to go into a place you haven't won in 12 years and win against a really good basketball team. And you were able to do that. Feel great about it. It shows what this team is made of. And you know what? If anyone wants to doubt this team, which, you know what, I'm one of the first people that'll doubt them after a win or a close game against Bruce Thornton, you just should remember that you can't, because this team does have this level and they can do this on a game-to-game basis.
That's what I'm talking about. Took the words out of – actually took the thoughts out of my brain because, I was a little wobbly after that Ohio State game. I was ready to get on here and crash out if the half-court offense once again.
A six-point win against Bruce Thornton sent us into a players-only meeting and had me physically curled up like we lost by 20. It happens.
The funniest players-only meeting, by the way, too, because Tom Izzo suggested it. He gave the team bullet points to talk about. I of course, we've heard of players-only meetings. I've never heard it, though, with an agenda given to by the coach.
An agenda, and the players spoke on it afterwards, and they were like, basically, we went in there and said, lock in. All right.
Staring at each other and said that over and over again.
It worked.
Can I just steal you for 30 more seconds on a topic that has nothing to do with anything that we saw during the game, but the game 12 years ago, which they showed the replay of?
Of course.
Something's happening in production trucks. They are making that footage from 12 years ago look grainy. It looks like it's from 1987 when they play the replay of that. We are not that old. The game wasn't that long ago. Something's going on. They're tricking us somehow, right? Or am I crazy? I'm not.
No, it's one of those classic things where I think the production teams back then want to think you really got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like this is right. Old people want to be like, you don't even know what we went through back in the day. I had to record with this camcorder holding my camera standing up, and you young folks don't know about this nowadays. I think it's a little bit of self-inflicted adversity they're trying to put across there.
They're trying to scrub the 3-point line in the editing studio as they're making the montage just to
this isn't from 2019. What are we doing here?
They got AI Judd Heathcote on the bench. They're trying to dupe us all. I see right through them. It did not look that grainy back in the day, please.
It did. It was special.
I will not believe anything else. Carter, you are absolutely the man. Thanks a lot for agreeing to this. As 6-point underdogs, this could have gone any way, but knowing that you predicted not just a win, but the score, I guess it was never a doubt. So, Carter, you're the best, guys. Go catch his work. Sleepers Media, running the point. You guys just do fantastic work over there. Always love talking to you guys. And thank you all to the listeners, the viewers, guys. We will be back right here at Locked On Spartans because you know what? We do this every single day of the week. Now, until next time, take care of yourselves. Love you all, especially you, Carter. Go green. I love you too, Carson Cooper.